Hello there and welcome back to War Thunder. Today it's one of those days. I came home late, it was my very first game, and there was a booster that was about to expire, and it happened to be a 500% RP booster. Now, what do you spend it on? Of course, there are two ways. Either you use it when your premium time is there, when you have one for a day, where you use up all the boosters to grind the best, especially silver line boosters, where you know that you have a good game when you go into a squad and you want to maximize your income. But sometimes you just have to take a risk. Sometimes you just activate a booster and take a halfway spaded plane and just hope for the best. And then you get Sicily on the allied team. And all your bombers have to face German Tau 152's interceptors. Oh boy, one of those days every time I activate a booster. Same old story. And what do you do then? Well, you still try to get something, okay? You still try to be a little bit in the back. You observe. You're no good for your team if you die. And even if you die, you can kind of spend your life, or you can trade your life expensively in a head-on. Or you dive down, dragging multiple planes with you that are greedy. You do the evasive actions, try to stay alive as long as possible to give your team the maximum chance of winning, to get something out of that booster. Many people just resign. They just, throw away all hopes. God damn it, another booster gone, when they end up against the wrong nation, in an up tier, probably on the wrong map. And so Sicily is probably not the very best map for the allies, although if you face a lot of Italian planes, they cook their engines faster than, for instance, on Norway. So you have to think, what can I do on the map? What can I do to get something done? Because I'm not in a plane that climbs pretty well. I have good energy retention, but it's a one-way ticket to go down, to just flee from the enemy, and probably there is no way for me to get a kill. Maybe if I just run away from one person and he gives up the chase, turns away, and then doesn't pay attention, I turn into him and shoot him down eventually. That's a possibility. Here it is, my plan. I climb a little bit in the back, I observe. Where are the chances? Is somebody on my team doing something great? Look at the Spitfire. He has multiple German planes on top of him. He's in a Spitfire. And he just does something very, very nice. He just goes into a turn fight and they just turn after him. They make a mistake. They fly towards him. They do not put all their power into climbing. I just thought to get speed here would be necessary. Now I traded it again for altitude to eventually end up at least on top of some of the planes. So again, the F4U 7, fantastic plane. I already did a video about it. I love this plane to bits. Now I have a lot of more upgrades, so I get more performance out of the plane. So yeah, here I write in chat, I have a bit of a trash talk with parts of the enemy team or my team. I love to do this, it eases up the fight. You don't have to be always under pure stress. Take it relaxed, take it serious, but not too serious. That's my attitude these days. Now, I was kind of a bit of a tryhard when I began to play War Thunder, and when I'm in certain tanks or planes, I'm a real tryhard. U-100 bombers. But honestly, with this plane, look at this. He tries to be sneaky, but he forgets that I'm in a Corsair with brilliant handling. He tries to fly away, and then he loses parts that he probably needed for flying. He didn't expect that, did he? So now there is a Bf-109 coming my way, and also a Tau 152. I'm too slow for doing here something against a Tau, but he also doesn't have the maneuverability. I try my luck here in the head-on with a calculated risk against the Bf-109. I turn out of the way and I take a little damage. That was a good outcome, probably the best outcome in this head-on. My 420mm cannons, they just do the damage. They have the damage output, they have the rate of fire, the shell density, the hitting power with the armor-piercing incendiary. I still stick with the universal belt. Another TAR 152 does me a great favor and stalls out, and I'm just a bit crap with the shooting, but then I kill him. That was his mistake, and I did a little bit of dodging against the incoming BF-109. I know that BF-109s have a big problem when it comes to correcting the aim the last time I flew them. I have to refly them the higher ones, from the G6 to the K4, it's a K4 variant. And now he's on my tile. I do some evasive actions, and then I just let the plane accelerate. And I use my top speed, and I want to use, in the long run, my good energy retention. And now let's see how good the praised German planes are in a high-speed chase. You know, they are awesome German planes, and this plane is so bad. I've heard numerous comments and people talking to me, Corsairs, they are so shit, I always get shot down. Maybe there's a bit more that you can do to get the best out of the plane. Maybe you use the wrong tactics, not to be meant as an insult. Now, some people shoot better than me do, and I should have killed this guy here. But now, watch the distance and watch my patience and also my engine management. And furthermore, where I look. I look at the enemy, where I'm going, adjusting my course, slight evasive actions, not to really kill off my speed. Now I have already the speed difference. Now I can cool down the engine, going back to 100%. If I use the war emergency power, I am quite soon again in the red, and I don't want to meet the engine jump temperature. So you always have to be very careful with your speed. What do I mean with engine jump temperature? So you have a critical temperature on your engine where it gets into the red, where it overheats. Sounds logic, right? If you are, taking the most out of your engine, the best performance, you're always up there, and at some point the critical, temperature jumps down. Some planes have this more prominent than others, and you have to know your plane. The Corsair engine is relatively forgiving. And this is what I like about a plane, where I can use its advantage. Now you can see how much distance I gain over my opponent. And I can flicker a little bit around with the engine management. I already have 3 kills. Now, the odds have kind of changed. Despite losing 3 or 4 bombers and attacker in the beginning, we turned around the rudder. And now I'm using here the flaps. I'm playing around here with the F key, and I want to go into head-on against the BF-109. I spray from long range, probably not the best aim, but I just managed to get out of his spraying pattern, and I took him down with just few hits. 4 kills, just like that. I used my plane's ability. I took calculated risks. I didn't give up. I just joined the fight once there was a chance for me, and I didn't rush in blindly. Now, maybe I'm not the best pilot. Maybe I'm not the pilot that knows everything about the perfect milliseconds and the perfect speed to deploy the left flap and, to deploy the gear to slow down or use every second or use the air brake perfectly. But I know when a fight is in my favor, where I can win it easily with minimal risk but maximum reward. And that is a different sort of skill, I guess. It's called experience. And when you have that, it is just... You can fly a plane that's not fully upgraded, and you can fly, or you can drive a tank, or also a ship. That's not really up to the task at that battle rating or perfectly suited for that map, and still can get into more advantageous positions without that skill, which at the end result in you getting at least some kills. You get something done. And here I actually mess up greatly, and I didn't really notice it, that my landing gear is deployed because I hit the wrong key. It's skill, boys, it's skill. And so there is just one enemy left, and I really want to get this Heinkel 177, but there is another F4U going for him. So what can you do now? Do you remember where I said that I used a 20mm universal belt with half HE and half armor piercing incendiary tracer? Well, that's the reason. I want to get a bit more out of it, and there are some light pillboxes. And with the American 20mm with the universal belt, you're perfectly suited to shoot down aircraft, but also get some light pillboxes. How many of them do you think I get in the last few remaining seconds? So the first one, short burst out there, and we get it. Short distance, now we have the armor piercing effect, and there's the second one, and it goes up. Now the upgraded 20mm are a blast. And say so, I got 3 pillboxes, and all 3 of them actually counted towards my result. So I have a premium account, I won that match, and I also have a 500% booster. What do you think you get? Oh, that's gonna be good. Oh, fantastic. 86,000 silver lines and 19,000 modification research points and 27,000 vehicle research points. That's a match to show, and that is what I like War Thunder for, when you have those games. It was not the very best game, but I was patiently enough. I didn't rush in blindly to get something. I wanted to get something and a bit more, and I gave my team the best chance to win. I took somebody down with me in the high-speed chase. I knew what I was really up to and I was up to the task. And maybe this match is a bit inspiring for you as an allied fighter pilot, even though you lose so many bombers and attackers early on in the match. There is always a portion of greed within German teams that ultimately kills them. So that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this rather short video. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Please give this video a like with it, subscribe if you want to see more, and we'll see each other in the skies of War Thunder.